Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Cut the chatter. You ain't talking money, then your talking don't matter. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Patent pocket. Take the dollar, dollar. Can a damn soul stop it? Here comes the new kid on the block. Hold on, your bets. Here's where the buck stops. See, first of all, I'm stepping out on my own. About time I elevated to claim my own throne. Success in my blood, call it homegrown. Puerto Rican testosterone. Power and money got me crazy cocky. No longer need you, poppy. I know you're mad because you can't stop me. And if you wonder how this player is future, honey, I think she smell my cologne. It's called brand new money. Making major moves, making a damn thing's funny. Pimpin' hood rats to playboy bunnies. They see the. They see it. They see it. Say what? Say what? Say what? Money. I'm global dollar dollar and roll without 50. Like to go out smelling fresh and looking spiffy. Don't like clean money. I want my wrist to be filthy. Plus with that retirement fund, I can't touch till I'm 60. So what am I supposed to do? Rolling through, set it, patting them pockets, sell them, stacking, holding through. Ching ching, bling bling, catching cash and lump.
Hello, WWE fans, and welcome to the WWE Universe as we're here to look at the results of WWE Battleground 2016, which is leading us up to the main event of the summer, which is SummerSlam, taking place August 21st next month. And, like I said, it's a build-up to it, as well as a build-up to the next NXT Takeover as well. So let's look at the results, shall we? And starting things off, we have Tyler Breeze and the Usos facing off in the kickoff match. And, of course, Breeze Dango had managed to finally win their first pay-per-view match against the Usos, which is kind of a bit of a surprise to see that they finally found a way to win a match after embarrassing themselves at the last pay-per-view event, Money in the Bank. So they've certainly taken some inspiration here, and hopefully this will lead them to better things, perhaps on the road to becoming tag team champions at last, maybe? Who knows? But we're looking forward to see where they're going to take, where this team will go from now. Will hopefully lead to better things, I hope. But yeah, that's basically what's happened with that team for Battleground. And then, of course, this is where the fun really begins, because guess what we have? We have that women's tag team match to kick things off at Battleground's pay-per-view event, which has Charlotte, the women's champion, Dana Brooks, facing Sasha, and, of course, the mysterious partner who even Charlotte and Danny Brooks didn't even know who it would be, and they just kept laughing until they find out that it was Charlotte and Sasha's good old friend, actually Sasha Banks' good friend Bayley, who she had a rivalry with back at NXT Brooklyn last year. That's right, 1 year ago from now, these two were preparing for their NXT Women's title match. So it wasn't even that long ago that these two had their big match in Brooklyn, and of course now Sasha is a part of the main roster, so this kind of sets the tone for big things for the group. And like I said, I'm very, very impressed with the fact that Sasha chose a really good partner, and we kind of knew that Bayley was going to make it to the main roster sooner or later, and it obviously Battleground was the first time we actually got to saw her at a pay-per-view event, which is great. So I guess she'll probably be attending SummerSlam from my understanding, but the question still remains, will she be a Raw girl or will she be a SmackDown? I would suppose, judging from the lightness, we are probably looking at a Sasha and Bayley moment for a, probably a Monday Night Raw appearance for Bayley. So we'll wait and see. That's what I think is going to happen, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess, for the return of Bayley, and whether Bayley will be involved with Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. So we'll find out sooner or later. anyway, so Sasha and Bayley win the tag team match, and then we move to another tag team, which is a 6-man tag, where this is kind of the last time we get to see Bray Wyatt, Eric Rollins, and Braun Strowman together, because, of course, looking at the draft, we have Bray Wyatt and Eric Rollins now a member of the SmackDown brand, whereas Braun Strowman is kind of on the opposite side, the Raw side of things. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Braun Strowman's going to cope without Bray Wyatt, and how that's going to affect the Wyatt family from the inside, knowing that the New Day are Raw guys from with the tag titles and stuff. So yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting seeing how things are going to develop. But at least the Wyatt family had a massive win for what could have been their last time together at a pay-per-view event, and whether we do get to see them together again in future pay-per-views remains to be seen. But as far as we can understand, it looks like Eric Rollins and Bray Wyatt are going to be the only two Wyatts on the SmackDown brand. So I can't, like I said, I can't wait to see how the Wyatt family is going to work out. So yeah, Wyatt family, nice victory for them for Battleground. And then, of course, the US Championship match would follow with the Rusev and Zack Ryder. And, of course, Rusev again dominating as United States Champion in his second reign of the championship, as well as a nice appearance from Mojo Riley, who's Zack Ryder's hype bro partner, who's just recently joined the SmackDown roster. So it's kind of fitting that they would have Zack Ryder's own partner with him after the match. And obviously stood up to Rusev's, but of course Rusev didn't want any part of Mojo Rawley. So of course Mojo Rawley had the last obviously got the last laugh of Rusev towards the end of the match, even though Zack Ryder couldn't get the job done with the United States Championship. So it's good to see Mojo Rawley showing his support against Rusev, and it seems Rusev has no problem whatsoever when it comes to running away from Mojo Rawley, and it seems that Rusev doesn't want to have any involvement with it, which is not bad. So yeah, not bad. Pretty simple match for Rusev, but not a bad ending to the match either way, because at least we get to see Mojo Rawley having his first involvements at a pay-per-view, which is nice to see. Then, of course, Sami Zayn finally gets a win over Kevin Owens in their one-on-one match. So it's nice to see that Sami Zayn finally wins over Kevin. And then eventually this would lead to another match where Natalya would defeat Becky Lynch in a one-on-one match. So Becky Lynch didn't get her revenge on Natalya. Natalya got her revenge on Becky Lynch instead. And then what else do we have? We have the Intercontinental Championship match with The Miz and Darren Young, which obviously no winner was decided due to double disqualification. So I guess Darren Young's going to be entering SmackDown without gold, which doesn't look good, unless they have a rematch, which may happen. You never know. They may have a rematch on the way. And then you have the 6-man tag match where we have John Cena, Enzo Amore, Big Cass, and the Club. And, of course, Cena, Enzo Amore, Big Cass have defeated the Club because, of course, this was the last time we saw AJ Styles with the Club as a 6-person team, because obviously they're going to be working with potentially Finn Balor, whilst AJ Styles will be alone with John Cena on SmackDown, and Enzo Amore and Big Cass will probably continue their rivalry with the Club, but they won't be joined with John Cena on the process. And then, of course, we have the highlight reel where we get to celebrate the return of the Viper himself, Randy Orton, who's preparing for the big SummerSlam match where he will face Brock Lesnar in what supposedly could be the main event of the pay-per-view itself. At least Randy Orton had the last laugh on the show, giving Jericho an RKO, and what a way to come back for Randy Orton. And he's certainly going to be interesting to see what he does when he shows up on SmackDown. Will he be RKOing anybody else on the SmackDown roster on his road to Brock Lesnar, or is Brock Lesnar going to want to confront Randy Orton on Monday Night Raw? And this will collide these two, because obviously this will be a Raw versus SmackDown match now, due to the fact that Brock Lesnar's on Raw, Randy Orton's on SmackDown. So it'll be interesting to see how which brand's going to be more dominating between Brock and Randy Orton. So this will definitely affect, showing who's the strongest out of the brands between Raw and SmackDown. So certainly looking forward to seeing how that's going to play out. And then eventually the final match, the triple threat match for the WWE Championship, where Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose, all three members of what used to be known as the Shield, are finally in the same match together. Of course, this was Roman Reigns' second match back since being suspended. So, of course, we got to see Roman Reigns at the pay-per-view, and he'll be making his return to Raw tonight. So, be interesting to see how Roman Reigns is who he's going to go after on Raw. But unfortunately for Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, they were unable to capture the WWE title because, of course, Dean Ambrose has kept the title, and the title is going to SmackDown. So that means for Stephanie and Mick Foley, they're going to have to think of a way to get the some sort of world's title to Monday Night Raw. So if I was Stephanie and Mick Foley, I would bring back the World's Heavyweight Championship, and then that way you've got two world's titles on the same brand. But whether they do it is going to be another question. And like I said, we'll just have to wait and see what's going on with Raw. Are they going to have a world's title on that brand, or are they going to have to cope without one, It just remains to be seen. But I just can't see SmackDown without a world's title going into SummerSlam. It just doesn't make sense. Both brands need world's titles. It's just the way that, if this is going to be a brand extension, then surely you're going to have a world's title on both brands. So why not have Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, I don't know, to determine a new world's champion, or maybe do a tournament to determine a new world's champion? Why not? I don't see why that shouldn't work leading up to SummerSlam. Yeah, I think that would be a great main event for Monday night, for Raw's main event of SummerSlam. Why not? Should be good. But as far as Dean Ambrose is concerned, who does he face next for the WWE title? Hopefully we'll find out on SmackDown this coming week, when we'll hopefully get a good indication of who Dean Ambrose is going to collide with, because obviously it's got to come from the SmackDown brand, otherwise it's just going to make it look a bit weird. So I guess it's going to be probably, I don't know, maybe we might see Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles, maybe. You never know. Or maybe it's going to be someone who has recently went up to the brand to go after the WWE title. So someone's going to get a championship match with Dean Ambrose as a SmackDown main event for SummerSlam this year. So I wonder who it will be following going after Dean Ambrose's championship. Certainly can't wait to find that one out soon. Hopefully we'll find out this week if we're lucky. But yeah, like I said, the build-up to SummerSlam starts here Sunday, August 21st. That will be the day when Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton meet. A Raw versus SmackDown in promotional match, as I would like to describe it. And then, of course, the NXT events takes place on August the 20th, is when we should be expecting the NXT Takeover back to Brooklyn, where we're going to be seeing Bayley battling for the NXT Women's title. We've got Shida Nakamura looking for a NXT title against the Samoan Joe. So